So my name is Cassondra Tower. I am a project manager based in Burlington, Vermont. So I joined because after about 11 years of diagnosis of ADHD and medication, I was starting to really get a picture of how much it was actually affecting my day-to-day life. And what that looked like was constant forgetfulness, feeling overwhelmed on a really consistent basis, feeling like work, home life, personal life was suffocating and too much. And I joined the group after a random Google search done at 2 o'clock in the morning after going down a rabbit hole related to successful use of technology and ADHD. And I was looking that up because I had gotten frustrated yet again with watching something for many more hours than I had intended to. And through the search, found the podcast. And after finding ADHD reWired, the podcast, within an hour, I saw the coaching group and something clicked. Something said, this is, I don't want to say the missing piece, but maybe the missing door. You know, maybe the key to more information about how maybe things could be different related to my ADHD. It seemed like there was hope there in other people, and I had felt alone with it for a really long time.
What do you remember from our very first conversation?
I can relate to this person. And I remember talking to you about my experience in a recovery community and how much being around other people that shared a similar struggle, but also shared a similar solution, how much that had impacted me. And I remember seeing in your face the understanding and seeing in your responses that is what this group provides, is a community of people who are walking through similar challenges and also looking for, I don't want to say answers, solutions, looking for something, but doing it together. And I just remember thinking, these are my people. That little piece of me, that voice that had been telling me for years, something is broken, something is wrong, this will never be different. It felt like a shift. It felt like an opening. It felt like hope. I wasn't quite sure, even after the first call, I wasn't quite sure that this was going to be the thing, because I've always been looking for the thing, right? What's the thing that's going to fix it? What's the thing that's going to make me better? What's the thing that's going to make me feel okay, good enough, a part of? And so I think what came up for me in that original call was, this is just another thing that I'm not going to finish, I'm not going to show up for, I'm not going to complete, I'm going to get really excited about, and then I'm going to walk away from. And so I think what's coming up for me now is the reality that that's not my truth. That's not what it was. It wasn't just another thing. It was much, and is much bigger than that. I think what I've found through the course of being a part of the ADHD reWired coaching group is something bigger than me, is this community of people, and I love the phrase like-brained, that understand me in a way that I was never able to understand myself. It has opened a door for me to this broader community of people. And that has allowed me to accept myself in ways that I never thought possible. Come to appreciate things about myself that I used to think were deficiencies, defects. I don't know if I would call them all assets, but I think the difference is that before I thought that a lot of them were immovable. They would never be different. I would always do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. A definition of insanity. And now I see different results. I do different things. And that has been in large part due to the group. And I think by seeing other people walk through their challenges with ADHD and see their different coping strategies, their different solutions, their different perspective, I can then try on some of those things, see if they work for me, add them to my toolbox, pick them up maybe, get tired of them, be okay with putting them back down, and that gives me permission to be okay with those things, to have a lot of acceptance around just the fact that it's the way my brain works. And the freedom that comes with that lack of shame has opened up a lot of space for me in ways that I didn't know were possible. Holes that I used to get stuck in around thinking things would never be different. Like I would always be super forgetful. I would always be late to everything. Perpetually feel like I am behind, right? And I look at that now and I think, well, that's okay. It's just okay. And I don't feel like I have to fix it. And I also feel like I can... I'm having a hard time finding my words, which is one of the things that I've realized is okay, that I have a hard time finding my words sometimes. I have more of a tolerance for patient improvement, right, around certain things. And that just opens up a whole lot of space for feeling like I can do things differently. And there is these pieces of my brain that I really shut off in the sense of like being able to turn them off, but kind of was just like, that's something that's never going to change about myself, in terms of behavior. And now I can look at it in a very different light, through a different lens and with a different perspective. And that makes it an entirely different experience, and gives me an opportunity to show up in a very different way than I used to.
Can I ask you about your recovery?
Yeah.
Community is a big part of ADHD reWired.
Yep.
You've been in 12-step recovery for
10 years.
10 years.
Mm-hmm.
How would you compare these communities?
That's a great question. So I think because I have this experience of knowing what an amazing feeling it is to sit in a room of people and have people nod and say, me too, that thing that you think you're never going to tell anyone, that you're never going to open up about, that thing that you think makes you broken and hopeless and not enough, whether it's a part of your brain or an action that you've taken, that thing that keeps you separate from other people. And that's the thing that you're sitting in a room or you're sitting in front of somebody on a computer screen, and that's the thing that they nod at, or that's the thing that they laugh at, or that's the thing that you get to share your experience around and give them hope and say, this is how I walked through it. That sense of connection through like experience or like brainedness is, I think, something, the current that flows through both of these communities, which I think is one of the reasons why I've been able to really open up to it in a way that I don't think I would have if I didn't have experience in recovery. I think 100% I was not ready to do this until I was 10 years sober, without a doubt. So I think that there's a really common thread, just that you're my people, right? And that feeling that you get of you're my people, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like knowing that there are other people out there that are walking through what you're walking through. And also looking for common solutions. And that doesn't mean it has to be the same solution for everybody, but looking for solutions, I think that's something that is so strong in both those communities. Obviously the formats are very different, and the end goals and a lot of the markers are very different, but I think what binds them, and I think what for me has lent for continued involvement and progress in both, is that it's another set of my people. And I'll have to say that knowing the things that I know now about my brain and about the way that ADHD affects my life through the coaching group, and seeing other people walk through similar things, has given me a whole new perspective on my recovery, and has given me an opportunity to look at that experience and give myself permission to do it in a way that works with my ADHD, which is not a lens that I looked at it with before. And it has absolutely enhanced my recovery to be a part of this group, because things that I used to look at as deficiencies or defects or immovable challenges, now it's, I can say it's the way my brain works. So I know what that feels like. I'm broken, I'm stuck, this is never going to be different. And what I can tell you is that I don't feel that way anymore. Is that through doing this coaching group, through the tools that the program provides that I can put in my kit, and through the people that I have met to show me how they use the tools, and also show me how to walk through experiences, I have seen that I'm okay the way that I am, and that being a part of this community has given me a place. And for you, I would say, give it a shot. For me, it's been worth every minute, every penny. I can say that I am incredibly grateful that I invested this time and money in myself. And I think that you will be grateful too, just to know that you don't ever have to feel like that ever again.